It's like almost 11 o'clock at night, but I don't care because I'm addressing my followers right now. Anyone who's subscribed, anyone who subscribed or followed me needs to watch this video because we're addressing something very important here. It's late at night. I know it's late at night. And that's why I'm encouraging you guys to at least watch this in the morning if you want to try to understand me better. But I'm drinking my Dr. Pepper right now, not sponsored. The reason why I'm coming to address this audience right now is because of the fact that I think things are changing with me and what I'm going to be doing. And what I mean is that I'm going to be speaking a lot like this more. I'm going to try to, along with my shows, I'm going to try to make more speeches because I'm going to speak out. I'm going to speak out. What happened with Charlie Kirk, I'm going to speak out. And I'm not going to stay silent, and I'm not going to shut up because I'm not going to let them left-wing idiots shut me up. Democrats want to silence me, but I'm going to rise louder. I'm going to rise louder, and I'm going to rise up. You know, the first speech I made was rise up. We're going to rise up because we are. We're going to rise up like lions, and we're going to take back our country from the radical lefts in the White House, the radical lefts in our universities, the people that are brainwashing our kids in public schools. We're going to take it all back, and we're going to restore it in the way it used to be. I try to center me more. I think I should fix the camera more. I think it's about time for us to speak out because if we don't speak out, we're going to be silenced. And if we get silenced, then our First Amendment right will be taken away from these unelected bureaucrats in Washington. Now, we don't have a problem with this right now because Donald Trump is president. But under Joe Biden, we had unelected bureaucrats running our country, running our government, giving amnesty, mass amnesty to all these criminals and all these people that we don't know who these people are. We don't. We didn't even know who in the world was getting all these mass amnesty. We were actually unaware of what these people were capable of. We didn't know if these people were terrorists or anything like that. So we need to speak out against what the previous administration did. Now, whether you're Republican or Democrat, I hope me and you can agree the fact that we need our ICE raids. We need to support our local ICE raids. They are more important than what the mainstream media wants to tell you because we are going to speak out against what the previous administration did. Now the mainstream media wants to twist the narrative and try to tell you that ICE agents are this, and this. But let me tell you something. People, they are doxing ICE agents. They're going after ICE agents, and they are trying to dox these people, trying to release these people's addresses, phone numbers, and other personal information, and trying to go after their family. Their family should be non-existent. Their family should 100% not be involved. And as I'm being said, is the fact that we shouldn't even have to be in this situation. We shouldn't be debating whether we need ICE agents or not. ICE agents, I thought, were supposed to be nonpartisan. I thought it didn't care. I thought nobody cared about ICE agents, and I thought everyone loved them. I thought no one cared the fact that I thought no one really didn't support them. But I guess maybe, just maybe, the fact that we need to stand up against what the radical left is doing to this country. The fact that people actually believe gender is a social construct. Show me a book where it actually says that. Because if you read a book, and I don't think most of the Democrats in this country even picks up books since they were forced to in high school, or maybe since, what? Maybe God knows how long ago? No, I don't pick up books, but I do read articles online. And I do watch forensic files and stuff like that, so I do get information in. But I don't really like reading, so I find other ways around it. I find other ways of getting information. People don't read. They rely on other people to tell them information because they don't want to read. They don't like reading, and they don't want to actually hear other people read. So what these people do is they rely on the media to tell them everything. You know, people watch ABC, CNN, MSNBC, and then don't tell them the truth. People diss on Fox News, but it's the best rated news on cable. More people watch Fox News than any other news source on cable. You can Google it. They don't have a problem with Fox News. They just have a problem with the truth. I know 100%. I ask Democrats, what's your problem with Fox News? Can't name one reason. All they say is the fact that they tell lies. And I asked them, show me a news article that was misleading. Fails to show me one. It's almost like just one big old script. Democrats read off scripts. Every single Democrat in Washington reads from the same script in the same playbook. There's a big old Democrat playbook. They search through it. They can't find what they want to do in that playbook. You know what they do? They start spouting nonsense and spouting hate, and then they call it fascism while supporting fascism, and they back fascism because they want to silence people on X and on Twitter. Hypocrisy at its finest. Supporting socialism while backing up, what the heck? I don't even know what I'm saying because Democrats are just that stupid. Because what the heck? Democrats literally support socialism while saying anti-fascism or get rid of fascism, but we all know that socialism brings fascism. Socialism literally plants the seed for fascism. Biggest hypocrisy there ever was. Capitalism is free markets. People hate capitalism not because it's not good. People hate capitalism because people hate working. People want their tax dollars to go towards people that don't feel like working. Well, guess what? You have to get up and fudging work if you don't have to. Guess what? I don't want to get up and go to school. I don't want to get up at 5 a.m. to go to school and get a shower, but I have to anyway. Why? Because it's a requirement. School isn't an option. If school isn't an option, then work isn't either. If you're able to work, you need to go and get your rear end up and go to work. You know, if you're getting thrown off of Medicare because you don't want to work, that's not my problem. Nor is it the Trump administration's fault. It's your fault for not wanting to get up and go get a job. Now stop being lazy and get your rear end up and go to a job. I don't care, and I don't feel bad for people who lost Medicare. There are people that go on there. There are people that go online and they'll start complaining, oh, Trump cut my Medicare. Trump cut my food stamps. Well, if Trump cut your food stamps, maybe go get a fudging job, loser. I don't care. If you are that lazy that you have to resort to literally telling others that they are dumb because you don't want to get up and get a job. I have no sympathy for people who don't want to get a job because they can't. Now, if you physically cannot work, that's a different story, and this is a separate issue. Democrats do not hate the One Big Beautiful Bill because it's bad. Democrats hate it because it makes them have to work. It undid Biden's disaster. The One Big Beautiful Bill undid Biden's horrible disaster when he went in and took off work restrictions, and people were able to misuse and use social programs for the next 4 years that drove up inflation because the government was spending record amounts of money trying to fund all these illegal aliens that were coming into the border illegally. Democrats do not hate the one big beautiful bill because it's bad. Democrats do not hate the cut for Medicaid because it actually affects them. They're mad because they have to actually work. See, they never cut Medicaid for anybody. They cut Medicaid for people who can work. They cut Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps. They cut social programs for people who can work. If you're able to work, there's no reason why you should be living off food stamps. There's no reason why you should be living on people's taxpayer dollars if you can work. If you're able-bodied, if you can get up and go to work, you can go to work. Understand me? There is no sense on letting these people just sit back and not work. I have autism. I have ADHD. I have bipolar. I have all the excuses in the world. But will I still have to go to work after I'm out of high school? Absolutely. I still have to go. So there's no excuses on why people should not have to go to work. There's no excuses for it. There's no excuses for it. Just dumb. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. I'm done with how the Democrats are being the most, they're just so, Democrats are, they act like everything is for them. Democrats are so entitled. Democrats act like the world owes them everything. The world owes them nothing. The only thing that we owe you is a trip to a jail cell. It's funny how Democrats can't deny the fact that Donald Trump isn't on the Epstein files, because Donald Trump isn't on the Epstein files. We all know that because if Donald Trump was on the Epstein files, they would have released them to stop him becoming president. So let's just say in a hypothetical situation, Donald Trump is on the Epstein files. Let's just say hypothetically Donald Trump is on the Epstein files. What would you think would be the most likely scenario that would come out of that? Democrats would still release it if it took themselves out to take down Trump. They hate this guy so much. You realize how Democrats hate Donald Trump. And I know how the Democrat Party is because I used to be a part of it. And I will never be on the left again. I will never be on the left again. They're making fun of someone's death out here. They made fun of his death, and then when Donald Trump was shot, they tried to make fun of his death, and they were wishing the bullet actually hit. How inhumane can one party be? This is why I left it. Because I want to be on the party that represents what the Founding Fathers wants for this country. And I see right now the Republican Party matches that. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Let's just say hypothetically Donald Trump is on the Epstein files. What would you actually think? This is critical thinking. What would you think the Democrats would actually do? The Democrats would know that, but the Democrats never said he was on the files. The only one that did was Elon Musk. And by the way, Elon Musk is just a greedy billionaire. So what's he know? The guy knows nothing. Dude, the guy is just thinking. The guy is maybe smart with his business, but he knows nothing. Well, the Epstein files, he's not on the files. If Donald Trump is on the files, he's probably on the files because he helped rescue the victims. Trump was the one that actually turned Epstein in. Nobody else turned Epstein in besides Trump. Trump is the only one that cooperated with the FBI. Donald Trump is the only one that actually worked with the CIA and the FBI to catch this idiot. So maybe, in fact, stop spouting the same script from the left-wing media and actually do your own research, because I have. That's why I'm talking on it with you right now, because I did my research. I'm tired of the same old left-wing talking point. Oh no, they're all on it. All of a sudden, now everyone is saying they're all on it. Because they are literally, when they're saying they're all on it, they're literally admitting that the Democrats are on it. They're literally admitting that. So when Democrats say they're all on it, they're actually proving our point. But in a stupid way. They know Donald Trump isn't on it. Democrats know deep down Donald Trump is not on it. There is no evidence supporting that claim. Donald Trump has released over 15,000 pages, 30,000 pages of the Epstein files. Donald Trump's name does not appear on one that actually worked with Epstein. Donald Trump did not work with Epstein to do that stuff. Every single victim of Epstein actually said that Donald Trump did not touch them and Donald Trump did nothing to them. There's overwhelming evidence supporting the fact that Donald Trump is innocent, but nobody wants to believe that. Everybody wants to believe the left-wing talking point, this left-wing nonsense, and the fact that Donald Trump, they actually want Donald Trump in the Epstein files. Democrats only care about the Epstein files is because they want Donald Trump to be on it. If Donald Trump's going to be on it, then they want it to be a gotcha moment. But that's all they care about. Democrats don't care about the victims. Republicans want the victim. Charlie Kirk once said that the Epstein files should be released without any censors of names. It's funny how an Obama-appointed judge actually voted against it. An Obama-appointed judge actually blocked the release of the Epstein files. As I said before, Democrats are not opposed. Democrats are not opposed to the fact that of the Epstein files. They're actually opposed. Democrats actually do not want them released. Democrats only want them released because they want Donald Trump to be on the Epstein files so they can have it as a gotcha moment. Well, guess what? We're not falling for their stupidity. We're not falling for their lies because we're going to stand up and we're going to rise up and we're going to take these Democrats down. I vote in the midterms. And I am voting Republican for every single seat. Mark my words. For every single election, I am voting Republican. Mark my words, because I am done. And we're going to keep our seats in the 2026 presidential elections. The Democrats will probably lose more seats because they're making fun of someone's death. Jimmy Kimmel lost his show because he made fun of someone's death. He should have lost his show. He should have done what he did. He shouldn't have done what he did, so he lost his show. Ain't about First Amendment rights. It's about he's being unprofessional. There is nothing professional about making fun of someone's death. If you personally think so, that is a you problem. That is something that you need to be evaluated for. Because that's sick. That's sick. No one should be supporting and making fun of someone's death because they disagree with somebody. We all can agree that Democrats are hateful people. Democrats are literally blaming an entire nation. They're blaming Israel for everything. They literally cannot blame Trump anymore. I don't see Democrats blaming Trump anymore for anything. They're just blaming Israel. You know what? There's nothing more Nazi-like than what Democrats are doing. They're blaming Israel for every problem. You see, our problems come from within. Our problems come from right here, not in Israel. Israel has nothing to do with our problems. We have all of our problems right here. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the lies. I'm tired of the hate. And I'm tired of Democrats trying to act like they know everything. Because it's funny. It's funny. Under the Biden administration, everybody was saying the president doesn't control the economy. Under Biden, everyone said the president doesn't control the economy. Guess what they're doing now? Everyone's like, oh no, Donald Trump's going to cause a recession. Oh, we're going to crash. We're going to have another Great Depression. Oh, you see the narrative? You see the fake narrative they try to press every single time. And we're not falling for it. We're not falling for it. You know, I'm going to grab my other mic because I want a little mobility, actually. Democrats just want to have the narrative. Democrats just want to control the narrative. 100%. Democrats just want to control the narrative. That's all they want to do. Ta-da. Speaking into both mics. Yeah, I just did something stupid there. But no, seriously. There is nothing more fascist than what the Democrat Party is doing right now. The Democrat Party is literally trying to silence us. You know what they actually did to Trump? In 2022, they actually went on to Donald Trump's ex on Twitter, and they banned Donald Trump on Twitter. And then they banned all of Donald Trump's socials. For no reason. They tried to silence him. All it is the same narrative. They're pushing the same narrative. If you guys are still a part of the Democrat Party, I don't know what to say. If you're going to be a part of the Democrat Party, at least be center left or closer to the right. Because don't be stupid. Think for yourself, people. You know what's crazy? Because I used to watch the media myself. I literally would let the media rely. As soon as I turned off the TV, started thinking for myself, I turned off the TV. It turns out Donald Trump is not a racist. Donald Trump is not a pedophile. Donald Trump is none of those things. Donald Trump has never been caught doing that. In fact, it turns out that new research is showing the fact that Donald Trump is the only U.S. president that didn't have ancestries that owned slaves. Because our president is doing just fine. Our president is doing good. It's the left-wing media that's going to tell you otherwise. The left-wing media and the bias-stinking media does not want you to know the truth about Donald Trump because they want to keep control of the narrative. Donald Trump was shot. They tried to take out Donald Trump. You know, you know what? If you know something about this, Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King Jr., Charlie Kirk, Donald Trump, know any of them? Oh, and John F. Kennedy. All of those people were shot because they told the truth. Not because they were hated, not because they were hateful people. Get out of the way, you stupid cat, because I'm making a video. Oh, and I'll be back. You know, it's actually kind of crazy. Democrats wonder why I'm a Republican. And I told people, if you wonder why I'm a Republican, talk to me about it. And people actually can understand why I'm a Republican. People say it makes sense. People say it makes sense to me more. People say it makes sense to them more than I'm Republican. Because I believe in free speech. I believe in holding people accountable. I can't say the same. I can't say the same for Democrats. Democrats wanted the person who tried to take out Trump to get away with it. Democrats don't want accountability. Democrats just want to keep spouting the same old lies over and over again. And we're not buying it. We aren't buying it. We're not buying it. I'm not buying it, and I hope you're not buying it, because that's what Democrats do. Democrats want to keep controlling the narrative. And once you wake up, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's funny how every single state that has gun violence, every single city they all have Democratic mayors. Democratic mayors. All have Democrat mayors. This cat, I'm going to kill it. I'm not going to kill it, but it's making me mad. Okay, I'm trying to make a video, you stupid cat. I'm not going to kill the cat. That was a slip of a tongue, and I was angry. See what happens? I still have, sometimes I still see outpics of when I used to be a Democrat and the way I used to act. And that's part of it. It's crazy how my life literally changed while becoming a Republican. Like ever since I became a Republican, I've been happier, and I've been smarter and more. I've been thinking to myself more. Democrats hate accountability. Democrats hate love. Democrats hate respect. Democrats hate everything. Democrats hate everything about being a good person. Okay, so I had to relocate because of my cat. Had to relocate because of my cat. Because the cat was being stupid. Anyway, at least I have more mobility here. So, back to what I was saying with the fact that Democrats hate everything about being a good person. Democrats show zero compassion. In fact, they would go as far as showing compassion to straight up serial killers because they don't actually care about the compassion. They just want more votes. And they will exploit illegal aliens and illegal immigrants for votes. They're not upset that Donald Trump is deporting criminals and deporting people who came to this country illegally. They are upset because they are losing votes, because they know that all their voters were Democrats. They were these illegal aliens voted Democrat. That's why we saw the election fraud is what we've seen. This is why they're going to start checking IDs at polls. We need voter ID because if we don't, people are going to start doing whatever they possibly can, and they're going to start legalizing it, and they're going to start pushing it, and we need voter ID to counterbat that back. I thought our elections were safe and secure. Well, I guess Democrats lied about that too. Because if we had safe elections, then why on earth would we be having this discussion right now? Why on earth would we be having this discussion? Being completely honest with you, I don't know where Democrats get their facts. I don't. Democrats hate Trump for no reason. Democrats don't even have a good reason to hate Trump. They hate Trump because the TV tells them to. Like, maybe shut off your TV and start looking up facts. Start Googling stuff. You know what? You actually want to know? You actually want to know what actually converted me to becoming a Republican? Well, Charlie Kirk, for one. Charlie Kirk actually converted me to a Republican. But also, as an alternative that also helped me convert was actually Google. Because everything you find on Google, it will make you convert to Republican. It did to me. Charlie Kirk helped me convert to being a Republican. And Also, but stuff on Google actually it helped me convert me too, and a lot of MAGA content creators on Instagram that helped me convert too. For the past 10 years, all Democrats have been spewing is hate and lies. All Democrats want to do is support our party, hate the other side. They're not human beings. When they die, let's celebrate their death. That's exactly the exact attitude the Democrats have had for the past 10 years. It's crazy. I tell Democrats online in the comment section all the time, I said, you'll wake up and you'll become Republican. I used to be in your shoes, brainwashed, manipulated, gaslit by the Democratic Party. When I woke up, it was the best thing ever. Because I'm thinking for myself now. I don't need someone else to do my thinking for me. I can do my own thinking. I can do my own thinking. Out of the same breath, it's funny how Democrats literally say Donald Trump is working for the rich, while also then literally complain when the stock market goes down. It's almost like that's completely different. They're talking out of two different sides of their rear ends. You realize when the stock market goes down, it literally affects the rich? Unless if you own 60% of stock, you're not going to be affected by it. Unless if you're like Warren Buffett, then you shouldn't be complaining. Unless if you buy and sell stock every single day, then you shouldn't be affected by it. Dude, like the average American like me, not affected by the stock market. So I don't care. I don't care if the S&P 500 is going up 1 million or going down 1 million. I don't care. I don't follow the stock market, so I don't care. I'm not affected by it. I don't trade and sell stock. So maybe Democrats should focus less on the fact that what the stock market is doing and focus more on the illegal aliens that have been let into this country by Biden. Democrats do not like hearing the truth. I know they don't, because they don't. Democrats do not like hearing the truth. They want to continue spouting nonsense. They want to continue spouting hate and nonsense everywhere they go because they do not like hearing the truth. Countless times, and I mean countless times, I have tried telling a Democrat to Google something and they don't want to do it. They don't Google. Democrats don't Google because they know the truth. Democrats know the truth. Democrats know the truth, but they refuse to admit what we're all thinking. Democrats refuse. Oh my gosh, my mic is going out. Democrats refuse to Google something. But Democrats refuse to Google, they refuse to use Google, and they want to continue spouting nonsense everywhere they go. Once you start thinking for yourself, trust me, you will thank me later. You know what? I actually first discovered Charlie Kirk in January or February, maybe March of this year. And when I first discovered him, I thought, this guy's nuts. But when I actually gave his content a chance and gave him a little thought, I started doing my own research, side research, and it turns out Charlie Kirk was 100% right. If we start doing what Charlie Kirk said, I think the Western world we'll do good. You know, I think the Western world will do good if we listen to Charlie Kirk. As I said, Charlie Kirk isn't God. He's not perfect. But was he a leader? Absolutely. Let's switch to the other one. It died. I think overall, the Western world will prosper if we take Charlie Kirk's advice. Because I feel like the Eastern world relies heavily on the Western world. Like Eastern countries rely on Western economies, Western dollars. Like let's take countries like Indonesia, China, and India, and maybe Eurasia. Those countries rely heavily on U.S. dollar, well, mainly U.S. dollar, but Western economies. Like, name me all of the times where the U.S. dollar and the Western dollar has actually saved Eastern economies. China was so undeveloped. Guess who built up China? The Western world. Thank you very much. China was highly undeveloped. China had mass poverty. China still has poverty, by the way. For those of you that are anti-America, China isn't much better than Africa in a lot of ways. Yeah, China may have decent infrastructure, but guess who funded that infrastructure? The Western world. Exactly. Proving my Democrats prove my point, dude. Democrats prove their point time and time again. They fail to understand the fact that Democrats solely fail to understand the concept that the world actually revolves heavily around Western economies, especially the American economy. The world is so wrapped around the American economy. If the American economy collapses, the rest of the world is going to collapse. The world cannot survive without America. I kid you not. We saw that around the Great Depression. We saw that around the Great Depression around the 1930s when we did see it when the U.S. economy straight up collapsed, especially with the stock market crash. When the Western world collapsed, the Eastern world collapsed with it, and a lot of time we saw the same thing. Like it happened in Europe. People fail to understand how the world works. The world relies heavily on U.S. economies and Western economies. Take it from China. They have to manufacture products for the Western world for their economy that did not collapse. I mean, it's so crazy how people just don't understand what they're talking about. So many people hop on Instagram in the morning. They probably don't even check in the mirror. They probably don't even focus on what they're even spouting. And they get online and they start saying, "Oh, the world doesn't revolve around Western economies, not anymore." Tell that to the people living in China who have to literally rely solely on tourism to keep it alive. You know, all of these Eastern economies, you realize what goes farther? The U.S. dollar actually goes farther over there. Their dollars don't come farther over here. Wonder why that is. Not hypocrisy, it's just facts. Just facts. Democrats can't handle. The world relies heavily on Western economies. I'll keep emphasizing that. Do your own research. The world literally relies on Western economies. It may not be as like crazy as it is like now, but still the world relies in some way, shape, and form. The Western world does rely a lot on the Western world does actually affect a lot. Guess what though? Guess what country is the most upset that Trump is pulling manufacturing out of China? Not America, China. China's the only one upset because China needs that extra labor. China needs that labor. If China don't have that labor, then guess what? China is screwed. China is screwed. We now have the working population to actually produce these products. Everyone's like saying, no, we don't have the labor to do it. We have the labor. We have AI, okay? China don't even have automated factories yet. Wow, we're coming out with all of this sophisticated stuff. China's stealing our tech. The Eastern world is trying to get in with the Western world. I wonder why, if China's so advanced and so ahead of us in technology, why are they still trading with us? As much as China hates us, why are they still trading with us? It's almost like we have something they don't. And a lot of that is the fact that it was the Western world that built the Eastern one up. A lot of that is my opinion, because I believe that the Western world is a whole lot more sophisticated than the Eastern one. The Eastern one is more communism, less freedom, and it doesn't get to dictate much. When you have free markets like the United States, well, guess what? The entire world wants to be in your market. It's funny how we did not ask. We did not need China's market. China asked us to get in their market if they wanted to get in their market because, well, back at that time, China wasn't that big yet, and we declined their offer. We didn't need China. We don't need China. We can kick China to the curb. You want to know who needs us? China needs us. We don't need China. That's what a lot of people don't understand. China needs us more than we need them. We don't need China. I'm telling you now, we do not need China. We got this far without China. We can get farther without China. We had a whole industrial revolution before China. We had a whole industrial revolution without China. We could have another one without China. So a lot of times I feel like Democrats and people in general just don't seem to care what they're talking about. They just start spouting off nonsense. And I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm about to wrap up here probably shortly. Democrats don't seem to care. I will be making a show tomorrow that's still coming out. I still plan to come out tomorrow night. But yeah. But like I'm saying though, it's like, as I've been saying, it's the fact that people still believe China is light years ahead. China cannot come close. China cannot come close. Not with American innovation. Okay? American innovation is something that's always been deeply valued. Something that's been chaotic. Not chaotic. Democrats are chaotic. Democrats do not like innovation. Democrats reject innovation. Democrats hate innovation. Democrats rejected cars because Elon Musk was a Trump supporter. That's not valuing innovation. That's just spouting nonsense. It's been a crazy week. It's Friday. Glad it's Friday night. Glad it's Friday night. Glad it's Friday night. I'll be right back. 42. Dog, that is crazy. It's 11:42 p.m. right now. No cap. No cap. I have more energy than a stinking toddler, but I have more energy than a child. I have more energy than a child eating too much candy. It's 11:43. Democrats hate innovation. They reject innovation. And they push innovation away. Dr. Pepper, not sponsored. Well, it's been 50 minutes. Almost 50 minutes. I'm going to end it before then, though. I don't know the name of this video. I'm just going to name it Addressing My Followers, probably. Yep, Addressing My Followers. So, anyways, if you enjoyed the video, Kitty, you want to add anything? Oh, gosh. Oh, no. Well, that was weird. I act silly sometimes. No big deal. My friends love me. My friends like when I act a little stupid. That's good friends though. Hey, there's a little playful there's a little playful itself in you there. So it's crazy. It's crazy. Oh. It's almost 48 minutes. It's almost 48 minutes. It's crazy. This is probably eating away my battery life, though. No cap. But, yeah. So, anyways, I'm gonna keep saying anyways. Kitty, you want to add anything? He was sniffing the microphone. Didn't seem to have anything to add. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button, guys. Remember, Democrats are morons. Democrats can't think for themselves. Democrats are morons. The world relies off of Western economies. And yeah, China wants to be on our market so bad. And, well, that's it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Bye!